If the Pacific Ocean were a giant mystical book, the island of Rapa Nui would be the page that keeps the entire world in suspense. A small, isolated piece of land, over 2,175 miles, or more than 3,500 km away from the nearest continent, holds one of humanity's greatest mysteries. The colossal Moai statues, solemn and enigmatic, with their hollow eyes gazing out at the ocean, seem to whisper ancient stories that no one can fully decipher. Who created them? How did people with limited resources carve and transport stone blocks weighing tens of tons across an isolated island? And why were these statues buried deep in the ground, as if trying to hide the secrets of the past? Let's step into the world of Rapa Nui, where unanswered questions await your curiosity. You will surely be astonished by the wisdom and strength of a civilization that once thrived at the edge of the world. The world knows this place as Easter Island, a name that originated when Dutch captain Jacob Roggeveen discovered it on Easter Sunday in 1722. But centuries before that, the island was known as Rapa Nui, the land where people achieved the impossible. What truly defines the soul of this island are the Moai stone giants, silent witnesses of a bygone era of glory. Between 1250 and 1500, the ancient Rapa Nui people accomplished something extraordinary: hundreds of monolithic stone statues. Each statue, standing on a stone platform known as Ahu along the coastline, holds an untold story of human faith and exceptional resilience. But who were the people behind this marvel? Over 1,000 years ago, a small group of about 50 Polynesians crossed thousands of miles, or several thousand kilometers, on primitive boats to reach Easter Island. What lay before them was an untouched paradise with giant palm forests, rich vegetation, and fertile soil enriched by volcanic ash. More than just a place to live, Easter Island offered them a chance to create an entirely new world, separate from everything they had known. They quickly developed a prosperous and well-organized society, and most importantly, a culture with remarkable hallmarks. Amid this period of prosperity, the Rapa Nui people created something that still fascinates the world today: the enormous Moai statues. Carved from volcanic rock and ranging from 10 to 33 feet tall, or about 3 to 10 meters, the Moai were not just lifeless stone blocks. They were symbols of power, spirituality, and a profound connection to their ancestors. Yet, the greatest question remains: how did a society with limited resources on an isolated island create such monumental works of art? The mysteries don't end there. Why do most Moai only have their heads exposed above ground, as if rising from the island's core? Why are their deep-set eyes, long noses, and elongated ears consistent across all statues? The answers may have disappeared into the past with the ancient Rapa Nui people. For decades, the public only knew about the Moai statues as giant heads protruding from the earth. However, a series of recent archaeological discoveries has unearthed a long-buried secret. The Moai statues have enormous bodies buried beneath the ground, adorned with intricate carvings and significant cultural symbols. According to research from Architecture and Design, the Moai statues average about 33 feet in height, which is about 10 meters, and weigh up to 75 tons, or approximately 68 metric tons. Some extraordinary statues weigh as much as 270 tons, which is approximately 245 metric tons, and reach 69 feet tall, or about 21 meters. The buried sections of the statues are not just plain rock, but feature detailed. These carvings include spirals, knots, and ancient symbols believed to depict the traditional canoes of the Polynesian settlers, the island's first inhabitants. However, scholars continue to debate the true meaning of these symbols, with various theories pointing to religious beliefs, rituals, and everyday life practices of the Rapa Nui people. One of the most remarkable findings during the excavation process is the discovery of fish bones, such as salmon, and other marine life remains near the statue bodies. This has led to the hypothesis that the statues might have had spiritual significance related to prayers for food, particularly salmon and oysters, vital sources of nourishment for the island's inhabitants. These intricate carvings not only showcase the artistic sophistication of the Rapa Nui people, but may also offer clues to understanding their religious customs and lifestyle. Most Moai statues were crafted from volcanic stone at the Rano Raraku quarry, a site that holds crucial evidence about how the statues were made. This quarry is also where archaeologists have found numerous unfinished statues, indicating that the carving and transportation processes were still underway. This evidence dispels unscientific theories that the Moai were created by extraterrestrial civilizations and strengthens the belief that these works were crafted by the skilled Polynesians. The true purpose of the Moai statues remains an unsolved mystery. Some researchers believe the statues represent ancestors or powerful leaders of Rapa Nui tribes, serving as spiritual protectors of the community. Meanwhile, others propose that the Moai symbolize the sun and rainbows, key elements in the spiritual life of the islanders. The story of how the colossal Moai statues were transported across Easter Island remains one of the most fascinating mysteries in human history, since there is no direct evidence or written records from that time. Scientists have relied on archaeology, practical experiments, and oral traditions to reconstruct the process. Although numerous theories have been proposed, each approach presents its own intriguing challenges and insights. One of the most popular theories today is the wobbling or walking method. According to this theory, the Moai statues were kept upright and tied with ropes on both sides. Teams of people pulled the ropes alternately, creating a swaying motion that caused the statues to walk forward bit by bit. In 2011, archaeologists Terry Hunt and Carl Leppo conducted an experiment using a 4.4-ton replica of a Moai statue standing 10 feet tall, which is about 3 meters. They organized 3 groups. One group held the statue steady from behind, while the other 2 groups on each side pulled the ropes to create a swaying motion. The results showed that the statue could move 328 feet, or about 100 meters, in under an hour. This demonstrated that the walking method could have been a practical and efficient way to transport the Moai statues using rudimentary tools. However, not all researchers agree with this theory. Some believe that the Rapa Nui people may have used wooden rollers or stone tracks to drag the statues. At the Moai quarry sites, archaeologists have discovered long, straight grooves that align with the theory of dragging the statues over the ground using rollers or rails. Additionally, cylindrical stones with holes in the center found scattered across the island may have served as pivots or supports during the process. Other theories emphasize the use of wooden rafts or water channels to transport the statues. However, evidence for these methods remains ambiguous and unconvincing. The island's complex terrain and the depletion of its wood resources after extensive deforestation raise doubts about the feasibility of these methods. Interestingly, in the native culture, the Moai statues were believed to have the ability to walk through a mystical energy called mana. Local folklore and idioms, such as nek-nek, meaning waddle without feet, further support the idea that the statues were moved using a swaying motion. Researchers have also pointed out that the statue's wide, flat bases could support this wobbling movement, and statues abandoned along the routes are often found on slopes, as if they fell during transportation. Despite these insights, when it comes to the largest statues, such as El Gigante, which stands over 65 feet tall, or about 20 meters, and weighs up to 90 tons, all existing theories still fall short. The sheer scale and weight of these massive Moai surpass the capabilities demonstrated in modern experiments. This continues to shroud the Moai story in mystery and intrigue, fueling the curiosity of future generations. The fact that the Rapa Nui people, centuries ago, managed to transport these enormous stone figures on an isolated island with limited resources and primitive tools stands as a testament to human creativity and resilience. The mysteries surrounding this process not only enhance the cultural value of the Moai, but also raise profound questions about the capabilities and potential of ancient civilizations. Although the exact answers remain elusive, the legacy of the Moai is a vivid reminder of the intelligence and enduring spirit of our ancestors. How did this once thriving civilization fall into decline? Previous studies have often explained the downfall of the Rapa Nui civilization using two main theories. The first theory suggests that the indigenous people overexploited natural resources, especially forests, for fuel and for transporting the Moai statues, leading to desertification and ecological collapse. The second theory links the civilization's demise to the arrival of Europeans in the 17th century, who brought diseases, violence, and disruption to the native social structure. However, modern researchers have challenged both of these explanations, instead pointing to climate change as a significant factor. According to scientists, prolonged climate change, particularly decreasing rainfall, was the primary reason for the island's food production decline. With limited land and scarce natural resources, reduced rainfall, degraded arable land, and depleted freshwater sources. This made it increasingly difficult for the community to sustain the complex agricultural systems that underpinned Rapa Nui's civilization. Faced with environmental challenges, the Rapa Nui people adapted as best they could. They shifted from a complex society capable of building monumental stone statues to a simpler, agriculture-focused society. They developed systems like Manavai, stone garden enclosures designed to retain moisture and grow drought-resistant crops. However, these efforts were not enough to prevent population decline and the eventual collapse of the civilization. The Rapa Nui civilization was remarkable not only for its Moai statues, but also for its unique writing system, Rongorongo, a set of glyphs that remains undeciphered to this day. These engraved wooden tablets may hold crucial information about the Rapa Nui's history and culture, but the lack of reference materials has made deciphering them particularly challenging. Today, Easter Island is a territory of Chile and was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1995. Most of the island is part of Rapa Nui National Park, where the Moai statues and archaeological sites are preserved. Conservation and research efforts are ongoing to better understand the island's history and protect this cultural heritage for future generations. If you enjoyed this mysterious journey, don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss the next video. Thank you for watching, and see you on our next adventure.